In today's video, I'm going to run allies through a set of standard best of one games just to see how it stacks up against the current meta. Some of you will know that I am a huge fan of this archetype. It's a deck that I think has a tremendous amount of potential, and even more potential with the 2027 rotation looming. I know it's like 6 or 7 months away, and some of you are probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but I think it is important that we all keep this in the back of our heads, because some decks in standard are going to be like absolutely nuked when the rotation comes, and some decks are going to be mostly unaffected. The allies is one of the unaffected decks. All of the creatures in the deck are from Avatar, of course, so they're going to be sticking around, and really the only card that we're going to be losing is the Cavern of Souls, which admittedly is a very powerful card in this deck. It helps with mana fixing. It also helps protect us from counter magic, but I think we'll find a way to replace the Cavern of Souls. Now, I don't want to talk about every single card in this deck, but I am going to highlight a few of the notable ones. You'll see how the rest of the deck functions in the gameplay as usual. So the first card of note is, of course, Katara the Fearless. This is kind of the card that the whole deck is built around. When you have a Katara on the field, everything feels so much better. Katara says if a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So if we have a South Pole Voyager on the field, just one ally entering the field is going to allow us to draw a card because the South Pole Voyager will trigger twice. The Earth Kingdom Lieutenant is going to be putting 2 +1/+1 counters on things when it enters, or it will be getting 2 +1/+1 counters when another ally enters. Similar thing goes for the Wartime Protesters, giving everything that enters +1/+1 twice. Fantastic. And then both of our Angs are going to be triggering. Ang will allow us to airbend 2 targets instead of 1 target, or Ang at the Crossroads is going to allow us to maybe find 2 cards from the top of our deck instead of 1. So if you have a Katara on the field, you are pretty happy. Now, we have to protect our Katara because she is very important, so we have another notable card, Earth Kingdom Protectors. This thing is like sneakily one of the best cards in the deck. It's a 1/1 with Vigilance, which is actually really important for the next card that I'm going to talk about, but being able to sacrifice this at instant speed to give another ally we control indestructible, it's just fantastic in the heavy removal board wipe meta that we're kind of in right now. The last card of note is, of course, the Great Divide Guide. You have to cheat on your mana these days in standard if you want to have a powerful and highly functioning deck, and the Great Divide Guide does this. Of course, it works very well with the Earth Kingdom Protectors because you can attack in with their Vigilance and then still tap them for mana later on. But if you land a Great Divide Guide with a few creatures on the field, this thing allows us to really accelerate our mana and get us up to this Ang at the Crossroads, for example, very quickly. So that's the deck. We're going to run it through some games and hope that allies perform super well today. See you over in the games. All right, allies in standard. I feel like it's been forever since I played this, and I am actually really itching to play this deck because you'll notice 94%, I have spent so much time over the last couple of days playing Kingpin Toughies, and boy oh boy, just doesn't work. Boys, it doesn't work. All right, looks like we are against a Kona gamer because we got an Invendo over on the other side of the field. So these triple Ang Swift Saviors, not a great keep, but when you consider that maybe your opponent is going to be putting Konas on the field, maybe it's not going to be such a bad situation. Now, we hit the Great Divide Guide, so I think I'm going to go out with that and swing in with the Earth Kingdom Lieutenant because we still have time. We will want to hold up this Ang on the following turn when they have 4 mana available to them so that we can bounce the Kona. Even if they end up giving it can't be countered with their Cavern of Souls as predicted on Beast, we are still going to be able to bounce it with the Ang. As long as they don't get up to 6 mana before we can kill them, we should be in pretty good shape. What we would want to see off the top of our library right now is one of our 1-drops. We have 8 in the deck with the Earth Kingdom Protector and then I don't know what the other one's called. That's a little unfortunate. So that's not unfortunate, but it is a little bit. So we do technically have 6 mana. So I could run out Katara and then get double pump on the Earth Kingdom Lieutenant and still hold up my Ang Swift Savior. And I think that's actually not a bad way to go about things. They're almost certainly going to try to jam the Kona now because that's just what Kona decks do. Turn 4, got to slam your Kona, have to get the Omniscience on the field. Little do they know, we got an army of Angs hanging out. Ooh, nothing? So do I put out a value Ang I think I do. Are they going to target the Katara or something? Oh, into the Flood Maw. That's unfortunate because this still allows them to... Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let's bounce the into the Flood Maw. The thing is, they can still do it again because it's not the same as plot. Plot means the card can't be cast this turn, but Airbend still allows it to do it. So they can still bounce our Earth Kingdom Protector. We draw the land though, which is good. It's actually it's fantastically good. So let me just make sure that my mana base is going to be okay here. Pay 2 life. So what I can do is I can put this out. Doesn't matter. The Great Divide Guide also says that each land taps for anything. This is going to trigger twice. This allows us to attack in for a sizable amount. And then we still have the second Ang that we can deploy to stop whatever disaster they have coming at us. Of course, it'll pump up our Earth Kingdom Lieutenant to a 3/3, and we just keep this Ang. So it's kind of like a counter spell in a way. What do you got for me, Kona opponent? Okay, going down to 3. There's the Rescue Beastie, and unfortunately for them, they don't have 6 mana. So we keep this one around and we double bounce the Kona for funsies, and that is a pretty good opening. That's exactly what you want to see from Aang, Swift Savior. A very oppressive card in the right situation. All right, so that's a pretty good little start for us. Hopefully we can climb up a little bit more. So we have our invasion reinforcements, which we can flash in to get double 1/1s, and then we get our Katara. But we don't have any way of protecting Katara, but we do have our mana. We draw into maybe the Earth Kingdom Lieutenant, make all these 1/1s into 3/3s. That's not bad. Okay, let's lead on the breeding pool just to conserve a little bit of life. Then we'll go out with the... So, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Ooh, duress? No power here. We are playing a Wartime Protester is actually kind of interesting. We are we are playing a bunch of creatures, my friend. So the Invasion Reinforcements does have flash. We can put it in at the end of our opponent's turn. We don't need to be too hasty with that. And then I guess we probably run out the Katara, even though the Katara is probably going to die. I don't imagine... I'll just throw this out now. I don't imagine she's going to make it through the opponent's next turn, but probably just having them use removal on it's going to be pretty good. And then we have the Wartime Protesters on the field. We can do the second reinforcements. Maybe that'll be good news for the future. So a little bit of damage here. We get in for 2, and the opponent only on potentially 3 mana. They're a long ways away from Deadly Cover-Up. Oh, a Stock Up? Interesting. Interesting. So I think we still just put out the Wartime Protesters. They could have Day of Black Sun coming at us soon. But this is still like a hasty 4/4. So we get in for 9 damage, take them down by half. And now if they don't deal with the Katara, if they don't deal with the Wartime Protesters, it's so much damage that we have potentially coming in next turn. With the Katara and the Wartime Protesters on the field, this Invasion Reinforcement represents 6 damage, right? Because it'll make 3... No, it'll be 9 damage because it'll make 3 3/3s, correct, right? Because it'll make the regular 1/1 plus another 1/1 from the Katara double trigger. And then the Wartime Protesters are also going to put double counters on things. They put out a value Superior Spider-Man. That is not where you want to be. All right, Wartime Invasion Reinforcements. Are they going to be 3? They're going to be 3/3s, right? Yeah, 3 3/3s. That seems pretty good to me, and we may as well put out another 3/3 and attack in against the Kavaro. When was the last time you saw a Kavaro player put out a valueless Superior Spider-Man, or Kavaro, whatever you want to call it, no value Superior Spider-Man as a 4/4 and then get run over by a bunch of 1/1s? Feels good. Game number 3 against Stall. And so far, Earthen Ally was the name of the card that I was looking for earlier. This looks okay. So we have our turn 1 Earthen Ally, which doesn't... Yeah, let's just take the 2 damage from the breeding pool. It's fine. We're going to probably end up doing that at some point anyways, thanks to this Aang. And then we follow it up with an Earth King's Lieutenant. think I call it Earth Kingdom Lieutenant probably quite often, don't I? We can save a little bit of life, especially against this opponent. They are probably on prowess, so they're going to be bringing the heat. Let's get in for 3, and then if Aang can protect the Earth Kingdom Lieutenant, that's going to be pretty good. And then eventually, with Aang hitting the field, the Earthen Ally hitting the field, pumping this boy up to a 3/3, maybe a 4/4 in the near future, we could be in good shape. I think it's going to eat a Burst Lightning, though. It tends... The Earth King's Lieutenant is a fantastic card. It tends to eat removal very quickly. Yes. Yes, sir. Oh. Does the South Pole Voyager change things? I think it kind of does, actually. So let's put out Starting Town. And because what this means is that I now draw a card this turn. So the Earth Pole Voyager counts itself. So whenever this creature or another ally you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the second time that this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card. So we pump our Lieutenant up to a 3/3. We gain 2 life. And now they have this that they have to deal with, and they have this that they have to deal with. And we just drew the Invasion Reinforcements, which is another really great thing to pump up our Earth King Lieutenant by 2, or to trigger this to draw another card or gain 2 life. Like, it's kind of good. And the opponent's already down to 10. We're at 17. Slickshot Show Off, fantastic card, but I don't think that's going to be enough, right? Like, certainly from this position, they can't kill us. And next turn, we can... Yeah, that's good. Sure. They're down to 8, though. They're going to attack in like this? Are they just saying GG? All right. Cool. Well, let's just go the safe way. Safe way it is. So much damage. I can't believe the opponent didn't have any interaction. If you don't interact with the allies, they run you over every single time. Maybe we got a little bit lucky that the opponent went turn 2 creature, turn 3 creature, and they didn't have a lot of pump. But that, I don't know, that attack from the opponent when you have this kind of board sitting here, like, why? Speaking of Avatar, did you guys see the movie? I know some of you out there are Avatar fans, enjoyers of Avatar. When the Avatar set was coming out, I ended up sitting down and watching the entire series and absolutely loved it. I think I've talked about it several times. But I also saw the movie, and the movie was really good. Starting towns. Just a few starting towns. We're going to go out with the Earthen Ally first because it's going to be a better attacker on the following turn. I don't think I really need to run out the Earth Kingdom Protector. We're against landfall, so they're almost certainly going to have at least a 1/1, probably a 2/2 on the field. So with the white card, the Earthen Ally goes up to a 2/2, and that's a little bit of a better attacker at the very minimum. So there's our Badgie. And us going second here might be the problem for us, especially with the cards that we've drawn. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, and I'm just going to crash in for 2 with this Earthen Ally, and then we'll put out the second Earthen Ally and hope that next turn we go out with Aang and it's enough. The problem is every single mana that I'm using, pretty much, is costing me 1 life, and I can't handle that. It's just too much. Okay, Earthbender Ascension. We got ourselves an Avatar Showdown. They load up the forest. That's interesting. Are they missing their land drops here? No land drop? Oh, too bad. That's a shame. Okay, we still get to crash in a little bit, and the Shaz's Chocobo thankfully didn't get any value. So, Aang can airbend a creature or a spell. Wartime Protest is going to be pretty good in the future. I think what I need to do is I need to just attack in with both of the Earthen Allies. They just let 4 damage through, sure. And I'm going to use Aang to counter whatever big thing they try to put down here. They do have 5, potentially 6 mana for the turn. Let's get rid of Mossy. They can still play out the Mossy this time around. Was that right? Yeah, they could have Snakeskin Veil or something like that to protect it. So I think it's fine. It makes them use their mana. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't right. Okay, we need maybe what I should have done is let the Mossborn Hydra resolve and then put out the Swift Savior to try to bounce it at end step. Because now it's a 4/4, and I really can't deal with that. And it's very, very possible that the opponent could just have enough power to blow us out here. But we are going to crash in for a lot of damage. They kind of have to block things. We do have Indestructible for something, but like I said, they do have actually, they have a 5/5 Mossborn Hydra. I attacked a little bit too quickly because their Hydra will get the extra +1/+1 counter from the Earthbender Ascension. Or, yeah, that's where they would put it, almost certainly. And even their Shaz's Chocobo. What? We take those. We take those all day long. Yeah, baby. Undefeated deck. Confirmed. Best deck in Standard. Can't beat allies. Don't know what happened. You know, sometimes that's just how it goes. I'm gonna run out the Earth Kingdom Protector. They very likely have a Burst Lightning for the Earth Kingdom Protector, but if they're blasting the Protector, they're not blasting my Lieutenant, maybe later on. That's the idea here. Thankfully, a lot of the allies, 3 toughness. Scalding Viper. A little bit annoying. So, Great Divide Guide allows me to... Yeah, I think it's Great Divide Guide. I don't want this to be too vulnerable, getting it on the field right now, but it does have 3 toughness, so if they have shocks, it's a little bit harder for them to deal with. If they have land, yes, okay, that's good. What was I gonna say? If they have a Lightning Strike, they could deal with it, but they would have to have specifically Lightning Strike. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm losing a lot of life here, so I'm gonna go out with the South Pole Voyager. I don't think the opponent has anything. Maybe they have a Burst Lightning. It's very possible that the Great Divide Guide... Yeah, they had the shock. Okay. That sucks, but they're down to 2 cards. I would have liked to have kept my South Pole Voyager on the field because it would have gained me quite a bit of life. But if we can stabilize after this turn... Higher Claw, fine. They crash in only for 2. Yep. And we have 5 mana available to us now. Do I want to bounce the Razorkin or the Scalding Viper? No. Draw another Great Divide Guide. Okay. It's fine. So I think what we're going to do is Katara into Earth Kingdom Lieutenant. And yes, we're going to go down to 10. But this is also going to give me a lot of beefy blockers on the field. They're down to 1 card in hand. Everything's getting +2/+2 except for the new Earth Kingdom Lieutenant. And then maybe what we can end up doing on the following turn is bouncing the Scalding Viper. Ooh, Hellkite, Nova Hellkite? I hope not, because if they kill this boy here, that's going to be bad news. Okay, let's react now and just bounce the Scalding Viper and the Razorkin Needlehead so I can mitigate a little bit of damage. And my Earth Kingdom Lieutenants go bup. What are they holding? Burst? Maybe they're holding like a powered up Burst Lightning? Possibly? Am I just crashing with this whole team? Like, how much damage even is this? Let's say they block the Katara or whatever, and this is still going to be 17. 17 is not 18. How scared am I? Because what I can just do is put out the Great Divide Guide. Let's attack. Like, okay, let's just attack with 2. Take them down by 14. And then I think, yeah, we put out the second Great Divide Guide. This is, I should have put it out before pre-combat. I would have been in a little bit of a better spot, but this, it's fine. I think it's fine. They need a huge top deck. Even like Hellkite Tyrant isn't going to help them in this spot. Okay, maybe a little bit careful play from my side of the field, but it got me there. And yeah, that was a lot of ping damage from these creatures, but still. able to get there. Satanic bread. What do you imagine satanic bread is? Man, the curve outs have been pretty good. Pretty dang good lately. So, Earth and Ally into Great Divide Guide, into Katara, and prayers that we find something other than a Katara. That, you don't really want to see your third Katara in the top 8 cards. We're only running 3. Found all 3. We're against Kavaro. This is where the sadness comes. This is where it all goes downhill. But you never know. Maybe we find an Aang and we're able to hold the opponent off. It's good. Okay, I still think I'm going to go out with this because that means next turn with the Earth and Ally and the Great Divide Guide with this multiversal passage, I'm able to put out Katara and the Earth King's Lieutenant. Is it enough? I don't know. Okay, well, we've changed our plans because Awaken the Honored Dead, isn't it? Hey, that's pretty cool. I don't actually think I need to worry about... Let's put this on white. I don't think I need to worry about holding this up now, so I'm just going to put out Katara. Isn't it amazing how often this Sultai deck has Sultai mana and Awaken the Honored Dead on turn 3? Just saying. Ooh, spinning into 3 lands when you're digging for a Bringer of the Last Gift. Hey, Formidable Speaker. We all know what that means. There's the Bringer of the Last Gift. So we are now on a bad clock. And unfortunately, Formidable Speaker, a 2/4. A 2/4. So I guess we die actually now. Yeah, I can't really swing in because I don't really want to trade off my Earth and Ally, and I need to keep my Aang Swift Savior on the field. But here's the thing. They're going to slam Superior Spider-Man this turn. I get to bounce the Formidable Speaker and the Superior Spider-Man this time around. So with the Katara on the field, we get double bounce. So if they do, in fact, go for... That's fine. The Superior Spider-Man play this turn. We still have, like, some degree of hope. Okay, there it is. So first one bounce this, and second one bounce this. And so how... It's not enough damage, though, right? Yeah, we needed a little more oomph. So this is 5, 6... Wow, we're just short. There's nothing I can really do. Okay, well, GG Superior Spider-Man. This is 14 points of damage when we needed 17. What do we get back? A Great Divide Guide. I think we give them the GG, and we don't sit through it. So this is the situation where they got us. It was bound to happen, right? We'll make sure that they play it out, and then... Ooh, why did they take 1 more point of damage there? They're being very careful. Yeah, we'll let them see our hand. It's fine. There's nothing here, opponent. There's nothing here. You're free. You're free to put down the Superior Spider-Man. Even if we had an Aang, we couldn't stop it. Like twice, because they have plenty of mana to do it again and again. But we're going to allow the board to hit. And you know what? I'm feeling charitable today. I'm going to allow the Terror of the Peaks to kill me. I don't know why. Sometimes you're in a... Yeah, I woke up this morning, went and played basketball. I was criticized recently. Girlfriend looked at my basketball and said, do you even play basketball anymore? And I said, well, no, not really. So this morning I woke up and I decided I'm going to go play some basketball in the blistering heat. And that's exactly what I did. It was warm, to say the least. Oh, opponent, you come on. You had the damage to wipe me out. Satanic Bread truly living up to their name. Okay. Don't hit the Divide Guide. Don't hit the Divide Guide. I'm letting you have your fun. Okay. I appreciate that. GG. It's rotating. Don't worry. Bringer of the last gift. 2027, it disappears. This symbol, bye-bye. Okay, just as long as we don't run into more Superior Spider-Man, we'll be fine. Actually, this week, Spider-Man, right? Last week, Spider-Man, when this video comes out. Because this video, I am a little bit early on things because I do have vacation coming up. My vacation will have finished by the time you see this video, but I am preparing for a vacation. So we attack in for one. Here's where the Earth Kingdom Protector works nicely. We put out the Great Divide Guide. We put out the Earthen Ally with the mana from that just attacked. And then we have tons of mana that we can do whatever we want with in the near future. We also have protection for our Great Divide Guide. If they have... No, there's no way. There's no way they could have 2 spells to blast our Great Divide Guide with 3 toughness this turn for just 2 mana. But yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Hopefully you all saw Spider-Man. And how is it? Was it great? I hope so. I'm excited. I will have seen it by now, I believe. Let's put Earth Kingdom Protector onto the field and swing in for 2. And we'll hold up our invasion reinforcements. And that way next turn we will have even more mana to work with. Sure. Stock up, by the way, or a braid, by the way. Kinda cool. Stock up from the opponent. This could be leading us into something pretty nasty, like they could have a Avengers Disassembled for the follow-up, but we would at least get in for, well, this would put this up to a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another 4, 12 damage on the next turn, and we would leave behind the Wartime Protesters, and also something from the Earth Kingdom Protector that we would give Indestructible to. So, pretty good situation. And it should go without saying, but I guess I should say it because it is the internet. Don't spoil Spider-Man. Don't say anything about the movie in the comments, okay? Right? Just don't. No, I know you won't. Just say, yeah, I love the movie. Didn't like the movie. Whatever you want to say. That's going to be good enough. Okay, opening hand looks fine. We'll put this out on, I believe white is usually what you want your multiversal passage to be on. And from there, probably what we're going to do is run out the invasion reinforcements on their end step. And that way I can put the Great Divide Guide onto the field and accelerate my mana ever so slightly. Opponent with the Burst Lightning on the dome. I love it. They know they're against allies. Jasmine Tea Shop only means allies. So it's a little bit wild that they would fire that off so willy-nilly. I'm fine. I'm here for it. I'm fine. Yes, it's good. It's a little awkward. So I think probably because the Great Divide Guide is so critical, I do need to put... Nobody's here for this. Nobody's sticking around for allies. Why? They're not that terrifying. That's a quick scoop from the opponent. I wonder what's going on there. But we were able to protect the Great Divide Guide at the very least and then go. But we were missing our land drop. Hoping for a little bit of a beefier game. I think a lot of our games have been relatively quick. If we find a land, oh boy, is this a good hand. If we find a land, oh boy, will this be a good hand. Please, please, we have 2 more draws. Kavaro again, and they're on the play again. That's not fun or fair. And we're not finding the lands. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to run out the South Pole Voyager. And the reason I'm going to run out the South Pole Voyager is it's possible with the Katara. Next turn, we find a land. We go with Katara. That'll draw us 2 lands. Or 2 cards, rather, with the South Pole Voyager. Double trigger on the South Pole Voyager. And maybe that gets me back in this game. But I have a feeling that we are just absolutely cooked. Because, well, we're getting a little bit betrayed by the old Decorino. Not out of it, though. So we are hitting them there. They don't have... They have Arden. Arden's terrifying. If they get the Arden on the field, we're dead. Ooh, they're taking a turn off. A second, third Town Greeter. Come on, give me a land. Please give me a land. Okay. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance now. We attack in for 3. They're still at a very healthy 16. We were in this position previously. A wistfulness. Do I counter the wistfulness? I think I do. So let's say I counter the wistfulness. This is going to be another 3 damage. So I have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I put this potentially on the field, which is another 5. It's just 5 damage. It's not enough. Wistfulness is really big problem for me because I can't really get through it. Can I? I'm sorry, opponent. I'm thinking. I think I have to. Oh man, this might end up killing me in the end. Great Divide Guide. Does that change things? Not really, right? So all I really do here is put the Katara on the field. Do they have... They don't have... They actually don't have the whatchamacallit in the graveyard. So I think if we attack in... They don't have the Bringer, is what I'm saying. So I'm not overly scared of just Arden or just Deceit. So they would need a little extra. Okay, Wistfulness for... How does it work when it was Airbend? Oh, they cast it for just that. And I guess it wasn't evoked in, so... They didn't find it, and somehow, just through pure luck, that was a lucky one. Some of them, we were definitely like on top of it, beating down the opponent. I feel like the opponent must have gotten brutally unlucky to not find the superior Spider-Man, or maybe they're just like, I'm done with this. Maybe like even, because bringing back the Kavaro or the Arden and then the Deceit would have been pretty good, right? Probably our final game. This is game number 10. So far we are 8-1, only dropping that Kavaro opponent, but we have been absolutely blessed with these opening hands. I have to, opponent, what are you doing over there? Opponent, going down to 5, and we have a pretty great opening when the opponent drops down to 5. I like that position. So Earth and Ally, they are on Annoyance. Okay. So we found, though, our Great Divide Guide, and that's pretty sweet. We get to get in for a piddly 1, but on the following turn, we're going to have 5 mana, so we can do Earth King Lieutenant and hold up the Angswift Savior. What did they plot? An Outcaster Trailblazer. Well, I suppose that's the plan. Earth King's Lieutenant, pass. Hold up Angswift Savior. Bounce this. Yeah, replot you. Bye-bye. I think that's fine. So this is the... I can't remember what this deck is called, but it's the combo deck. The Battle Crier. Teamer Battle Crier combo. Ooh, okay. If Aang hits big here, we are really laughing. However, it wants to tap that. I think we tap this one. Yeah. If we whiff here a little bit, we could be in bad shape. Come on, mama. Katara or the Protester. Protesters we can attack in with. Katara we can't attack in with. Katara does give us double trigger on the South Pole Voyager on the following turn, but I have a feeling that I probably just want to go for the Gusto right now and attack full booty. This is lethal damage coming in, right? No, it's 17. They can let it all come. 16? Bad at math, confirmed? Yeah, it was 16. 11 plus 5, okay, it's fine. But they now have lethal Aang times 2 in the air. They only have 3 mana available. They do get a discount on the Teamer Battle Crier, but they would have to do quite a bit of work, which once the Battle Crier is on the field, we could be in a whole lot of trouble. Double Battle Crier on the field. They now have the free Outcaster Trailblazer. They're getting a discount of 3, and they generate 1 more mana. So they do have... Yeah, we're dead. We're toast. This deck just goes absolutely hog wild when it gets the right draw. It's been such a long time since I've seen this deck. This is one of those decks, I have tried it and I cannot get it to work properly. I think it's probably one of those ones that you need to spend enough time with to figure it out. But yeah, it's a very interesting deck. It's very powerful, but I just my brain is too small to figure it out. Creatures all get haste. This is cool. This is a turn 4 combo kill from the opponent. I think we deserve this. Boom. There's not a whole lot I can do other than putting Aang in front of this, and we had attacked a little bit too hard for our own good. We needed to hold back enough blockers, but hey, it's gonna happen from time to time. It's okay, little buddy. All right, 10 awfully quick games with allies. Yeah, we got to see the deck mostly function. A little bit of a shame that we didn't really see Aang at the crossroads too often. We also didn't get to see Hakoda show up one time. Hakoda is a card that I added into the deck. The original list from Untapped was playing Appa, but I thought I'm a big fan of Hakoda. I just think he's a fantastic card, and I want to play him in more decks. So I slammed one of him in, but it just never really happened. Otherwise, we got to see everything else go, and the deck is pretty aggressive if you have that really good 1-2-3 start. A little unfortunate that the 2 losses that we suffered were basically from combo decks, right? Getting comboed down by the Last Bringer and then getting comboed by the Teamer Battlecrier on a mull to 5. Very incredible pop off from that deck. Again, if they just have the right cards, not a whole lot you can even do about that. Maybe I was a little too hasty in countering the whatever that card is called, the 3 CMC card with plot, instead of thinking that I should have been waiting for a Teamer Battlecrier. But maybe I was never going to be in a good position in that matchup. Hard to say. Overall, this one going pretty well for us, and I really think this is a deck that people need to keep their eye on. Allies are going to probably be growing in popularity come January, February, March when the rotation comes, barring some insane stuff. Like it's really hard to know because we're still getting 4 sets before that rotation happens, and then of course we have all the 2027 sets. So crazy stuff's coming, right? They're going to keep printing more and more insane stuff. So right now, I think the deck is well enough positioned, but I'm hopeful for the future, but who knows what will happen. What do you predict will be the future of allies? Do you think they are going to have a place, or do you think that the absurd cost of the deck, the fact that everything is basically printed at rare, will just discourage people from ever even considering this deck? It kind of seems like that's the situation, right? Unfortunately, it's just like the deck is just too expensive. But if you do end up finding yourself with this deck, I think you'll have a whole lot of fun with it. I always have a blast when I play it. Love it. So again, I've been saying this a lot. I hope you're enjoying your summer. I say that because the summer vacation is here for me. So I hope you're having a good time, staying cool, which I'm not doing. It is hot in here. But yeah, enjoy your free time. If you get some free time, go on a vacation, have fun, do whatever you want to do. Sarang Ipana, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.